You keep promising yourself you'll stop, but every single day you fall back into the same bad habit, even after trying everything. What if you could break any bad habit in just 21 days using a simple system that actually works? In this video, I'll share 7 neuroscience-backed strategies that will rewire your brain and help you finally break free from those habits that are holding you back. Let's get started. I discovered this system after studying behavioral psychology research from MIT and Stanford, where scientists found that 21 days is the minimum time needed to start forming new neural pathways. The problem is, most people try to quit cold turkey without understanding how habits actually work in the brain. And that's why 92% of people fail within the first week. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to hack your habit loop, eliminate triggers, and replace bad habits with powerful alternatives. Let's dive in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people think they have a willpower problem, but science shows that's completely wrong. Every bad habit follows something called the habit loop, discovered by researchers at MIT. This loop has 3 parts: a trigger, the cue that starts the habit, the routine, the habit itself, and the reward, the feeling you get. Here's the crucial part. You can't break a habit by focusing on the habit. You have to find the trigger that starts the loop. Research from Duke University found that 45% of our daily actions are habits, not decisions. Why does this work? Because your brain is constantly looking for ways to save energy. When it finds a pattern that works, trigger to routine to reward, it locks that pattern in through a process called chunking. Your brain literally stops making conscious decisions and runs on autopilot. Here's how to apply this. For the next 3 days, keep a habit journal. Every time you do your bad habit, immediately write down 5 things. What time is it? Where are you? Who's around you? What emotion are you feeling? What action did you just complete? After 3 days, you'll notice a pattern. Maybe you scroll social media every time you feel bored, or you eat junk food whenever you're stressed. That pattern is your trigger. For instance, instead of saying I need to stop snacking, right when I feel stressed at 3 p.m. at my desk, I walk to the kitchen and grab chips. Now you have something specific to work with. But identifying the trigger is just the beginning. This next one is crucial, and it's where most people get it completely wrong. Your brain cannot simply delete a habit. Neuroscientist Dr. Anne Graybiel from MIT discovered that once a habit pathway is formed in your brain, it's there permanently. Trying to eliminate a habit through willpower alone is like trying to forget how to ride a bike. It's neurologically impossible. This works because habits are stored in a part of your brain called the basal ganglia, which doesn't understand, don't do this. It only understands, do that instead. Research published in the British Journal of General Practice found that habit replacement is 300% more effective than habit elimination. The psychology behind this is simple. When you feel a trigger, your brain expects a reward. If you try to ignore that expectation, you create what psychologists call psychological reactance, which actually makes you crave the habit more. Here's your action plan. First, use your trigger from secret number 1. Second, identify what reward your bad habit provides. Does smoking give you a break from work? Does scrolling give you entertainment? Does eating sweets give you comfort? Third, find a healthier habit that provides the same reward. If you smoke for breaks, take a 5-minute walk instead. If you scroll for entertainment, keep a book handy. If you eat for comfort, call a friend. Fourth, commit to replacing, not eliminating, for 21 days straight. The mistake people make is choosing replacements that don't match the reward. Don't replace smoking, which gives you a dopamine hit and a break, with drinking water, which does neither. Replace it with a quick workout or deep breathing in fresh air, something that actually satisfies the craving. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what if I forget to do the replacement? Most people don't know this, but environment design is more powerful than willpower. Dr. Wendy Wood, a psychology professor at USC, spent 30 years studying habits and found that environmental factors influence 70% of your habit choices. Your willpower is like a battery. It drains throughout the day. By 8 p.m., your willpower is at 20%, which is why you fail at night. But your environment never gets tired. This works because of something called friction. Every habit has a friction level, how much effort it takes to do it. Research from Stanford's Behavior Design Lab shows that if you increase friction for bad habits by just 20 seconds, you're 80% more likely to avoid them. Why? Because your brain is lazy. When it faces resistance, it often gives up and looks for easier options. Japanese organizational expert Marie Kondo uses this principle: make good habits invisible to start and bad habits visible to stop. Here's the implementation system. First, make bad habits hard. If you watch too much TV, unplug it after each use and remove the batteries from the remote. That 60 seconds of friction will make you think twice. If you eat junk food, don't buy it. If it's not in your house, you can't eat it. Impulsively. Second, make good habits easy. If you want to exercise, sleep in your workout clothes. If you want to read more, place a book on your pillow. Third, use what I call the 20-second rule. Add 20 seconds of friction to bad habits and remove 20 seconds from good habits. For example, if you scroll social media too much, delete the apps from your phone. Reinstalling takes 20+ seconds, and that's usually enough to break the impulse. Meanwhile, if you want to drink more water, fill 5 water bottles every morning and place them everywhere you sit. Common mistake to avoid: don't rely on out of sight, out of mind alone. You need active barriers, not just hidden temptations. But wait, there's more to this. And this technique alone can double your success rate. Psychologist Peter Gollwitzer discovered something called implementation intentions in over 100 studies involving more than 8,000 participants. People who used this technique were 2 to 3 times more likely to achieve their goals than those who didn't. An implementation intention is simply an if-then plan that tells your brain exactly what to do when you face a trigger. Here's why this is so powerful. Vague goals like "I'll stop smoking" require decision-making in the moment, which drains willpower. But specific plans like "if I feel stressed at 3 p.m., then I'll do 10 push-ups" create automatic responses. Research from NYU shows that implementation intentions work because they transfer control from your conscious mind, which gets tired, to your unconscious mind, which never gets tired. It's like programming a computer. You give it clear instructions and it runs automatically. How to apply this in your life? First, write down your top 3 triggers from secret number 1. Second, for each trigger, create a specific if-then statement. Be extremely detailed. Bad example: if I'm stressed, then I'll relax. Good example: if I feel my shoulders tensing at my desk, then I'll immediately stand up, walk to the window, and take 5 deep breaths. Third, write these statements on index cards and place them where you'll see your triggers. Put one on your fridge if you stress eat. Put one on your TV if you binge watch. Put one on your phone case if you scroll too much. Fourth, practice your if-then statements 5 times before bed. This mental rehearsal actually creates neural pathways in your brain while you sleep, according to research from Harvard Medical School. For instance, instead of hoping you'll make good choices, you're pre-deciding, if I walk into the kitchen feeling bored, then I'll grab my water bottle and go outside for 2 minutes. The mistake people make is being too vague or creating plans they won't actually follow. Make your then action so easy you can't say no. This brings me to the next secret, which addresses the biggest obstacle everyone faces. Now, let's talk about something even more important, the part where most people quit. Between days 8 and 14, you're going to hit what author Seth Godin calls the dip. This is the period where your initial motivation has worn off, but your new habit hasn't become automatic yet. Research from University College London found that habits take an average of 66 days to become fully automatic, but the most critical period is days 8 to 14, when 80% of people quit. Why does this happen? Because your brain is in a war. Your old habit pathway is still very strong. It's been reinforced for months or years. Your new pathway is weak and fragile. During the dip, your brain screams at you to go back to the old way because it's easier and more familiar. Dr. B.J. Fogg from Stanford calls this neural resistance. Your brain literally resists change because change requires energy, and your brain wants to conserve energy. Here's what top habit researchers recommend. First, expect the dip. Mark days 8 to 14 on your calendar right now and write danger zone on those days. Just knowing it's coming reduces its power by 40%, according to behavioral studies. Second, create a failure protocol. This is your emergency plan for when you slip up. Your failure protocol should have 3 steps. Step 1, acknowledge it without judgment. Say out loud, I did this bad habit and that's okay. I'm human. Research shows self-compassion increases success rates by 50% compared to self-criticism. Step 2, identify what went wrong. Was it a new trigger? Were you tired, hungry, lonely? Step 3, adjust your strategy and try again immediately. Don't wait until tomorrow or Monday. The moment you notice a slip, do your replacement habit right then. Third, use what I call the 10-minute rule. When you feel the urge to do your bad habit, tell yourself you can do it. In 10 minutes, set a timer. During those 10 minutes, do your replacement habit or anything else. Studies show that cravings peak at 3 to 5 minutes and then naturally decrease. By waiting 10 minutes, you let the craving pass on its own. Common mistake, thinking one failure means you've ruined everything. Research from the European Journal of Social Psychology found that missing one day has 0 impact on long-term habit formation. It's the second miss that creates problems. So your rule is simple, never missed twice in a row. You've already watched this far, so let me share something that makes all of this 10 times easier. This next strategy might sound simple, but it's backed by fascinating science. Dr. Gail Matthews from Dominican University conducted a study with 267 participants and found something remarkable. People who wrote down their goals and shared them with a friend were 95% more likely to achieve them compared to those who kept goals private. But here's what's even more interesting. Just having one accountability partner increased success rates by 300%. This works because of multiple psychological principles working together. First, there's social consistency theory. Once you tell someone you're going to do something, your brain creates internal pressure to match your actions to your words. You don't want to look like a liar or quitter. Second, there's loss aversion. Research from behavioral economics shows that humans are 2.5 times more motivated to avoid losses than to gain rewards. When you make your habit public, failing feels like losing social credibility, which your brain desperately wants to avoid. Here's your step-by-step accountability system. First, choose one person to be your accountability partner. This should be someone who will check in on you, not judge you. Don't announce to everyone. Research shows too many accountability partners actually decreases success because the responsibility becomes diffused. Second, text or call this person every single day for 21 days. It takes 30 seconds. Send a simple message, day 5, no smoking today, or day 12, replace scrolling with reading. Third, create a consequence system together. Not a punishment, but a meaningful consequence. For example, if I skip a day without a valid emergency, I donate $20 to a charity I dislike, or I have to post about my failure on social media. Studies show financial consequences increase commitment by 60%. Fourth, celebrate wins together. Every 3 days when you check in, your partner should acknowledge your progress. You're crushing it. Or day 9 is hard and you're still going. This positive reinforcement creates dopamine, which strengthens your new habit pathway. For instance, instead of trying to break a habit in secret, where it's easy to give up, tell someone spec. Ifik, I'm quitting this habit for 21 days, and I need you to text me every night asking if I did it. The mistake people make is choosing judgment-focused accountability partners who make them feel shame. Choose someone supportive, who understands you're building something, not someone who will criticize when you struggle. But there's one more secret that ties everything together. Now, you might be thinking, isn't tracking just busy work? But the research on this is absolutely fascinating. Teresa Amabile, a Harvard researcher, studied what motivates people and discovered the progress principle. She found that the single most motivating factor in maintaining new behaviors is seeing visible progress. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, popularized the "don't break the chain" method, originally used by Jerry Seinfeld. The concept is simple. Every day you succeed, you mark an X on a calendar. Your goal is to never break the chain of X's. Why is this so powerful? 3 neurological reasons. First, visual tracking creates what psychologists call external motivation cues. Every time you see your chain, your brain remembers your commitment without using willpower. Second, the act of marking an X triggers a small dopamine release. The same feel-good chemical you get from your bad habit. You're literally rewiring your reward system. Third, as your chain grows, something called escalation of commitment happens. Research shows the longer your streak, the more motivated you become to protect it. Studies from the American Psychological Association found that visual tracking increases habit adherence by 42% compared to mental tracking. Why? Because your brain is visual. You can see the chain, you feel progress, and you fear loss. Here's exactly how to implement this. First, get a physical calendar and hang it somewhere you see multiple times per day. Your bathroom, mirror, bedroom door, or refrigerator. Digital tracking is less effective because you have to remember to open the app. Physical is visible 24/7. Second, get a thick red marker. Every night before bed, if you successfully avoided your bad habit and did your replacement habit, mark a giant X on that day. Make it satisfying. The bigger and bolder, the better. Third, if you miss a day, mark it differently. Don't leave it blank. That feels like nothing. Put a small dot or different color. This acknowledges the day without breaking the visual chain completely. Fourth, take a photo of your calendar every 7 days and send it to your accountability partner. This combines secret number 6 with secret number 7 for maximum power. Fifth, when you hit day 21, celebrate meaningfully. Go to dinner, buy something you've wanted, or give yourself a full day off. Your brain needs to associate habit change with positive outcomes. The mistake people make is tracking inconsistently or only in their head. Research shows mental tracking has a 73% error rate. You think you did better or worse than you actually did. Physical, visible tracking is objective and honest. For instance, instead of saying, "I think I've been doing well," you can look at your calendar and see, "I've succeeded 18 out of 21 days, and I haven't missed 2 days in a row." That's concrete data, not feelings. Let's quickly review what we covered today, because these 7 secrets are your complete system for breaking any bad habit in 21 days. Number 1, identify your habit's hidden trigger. Spend 3 days tracking when, where, who, what emotion, and what action precedes your bad habit. Number 2, use the replacement method, not elimination. Find a healthier habit that provides the same reward as your bad habit. Number 3, design your environment for success. Add 20 seconds of friction to bad habits and remove 20 seconds from good habits. Number 4, create implementation intentions. Write specific if-then statements for each trigger and rehearse them daily. Number 5. Embrace the dip and plan for failure. Expect days 8 to 14 to be hard, create a failure protocol, and never miss twice in a row. Number 6. Use the accountability effect. Choose one supportive partner and check in daily for all 21 days. Number 7. Track your progress visually. Use a physical calendar with bold X's to see your chain grow and trigger dopamine. Remember, breaking a bad habit isn't about having superhuman willpower. It's about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge strategically. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the triggers, the replacement method, the environment design, the if-then plans, the dip survival strategy, the accountability system, and the visual tracker. The only difference between who you are today and who you'll be 21 days from now is whether you start implementing these 7 secrets immediately. Don't wait until New Year's or Monday or when things settle down. Those are just excuses your brain creates to avoid the discomfort of change. Start with just secret number 1 today. Right now, grab a piece of paper and write down your bad habit. Then, for the next 3 days, track your triggers. That's it. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to start. I promise you, 21 days from now, when you look back at your calendar filled with X's, when you realize you've gone 3 weeks without that habit that used to control you'll thank yourself for starting today. If you found this helpful, hit that like button so this video reaches more people who need it. Subscribe for more science-backed self-improvement strategies that actually work, not just motivation that fades in 24 hours. Drop a comment telling me what the one bad habit you're going to break in the next 21 days. I read every comment, and I'll be checking in to see how you're doing. And if you want to learn how to build good habits just as effectively as you're breaking bad ones, check out this video next, where I break down the science of habit stacking and compound improvement. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go mark that day 1 X.